What is up, YouTube family? I wasn't planning to go live today at all, but I post a video on Instagram and I got a bunch of comments and I am pissed. Now, I'm not like personally mad at these people, but I want to do this video to address the issue of all these all these people who never done a deal before, probably have never done a wholesale deal before, coming in and flooding my video with a bunch of BS. And I want to get this shit straightened out on this live right now, okay? So, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, you should, okay? Same username, it's just at real, okay, King Khang. So, yesterday, if you follow me here on YouTube, yesterday I went on, we did a live cold call role play. So, you saw me pounding the phone, calling some random homeowner, right? Out of the blue. So, check this out. So, I cut a clip of that. My team took a clip of that. We posted on Instagram, and here are some reply to it, okay? And I will address all of this shit right now because all these people do not know what the heck they're talking about, and I want to make sure that you guys need to understand who you're listening to is extremely important. You need to listen to doers, people that actually have made shit happen, not to junk like this. So this first guy said, that's why, okay, so let me share with you remember the video where I called the guy and he wouldn't give me any information about the property. All he said is, make me an offer. What's your offer? What's your offer? So this guy came back and this is what he's commenting. That's why you go to the property first and take pictures so you can talk him down on price. If you're going on by the internet, you're wasting time. Come on, man. Shit. Doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. Number one, this is a cold call. And then number two, he said, well, you got to go out there and look at the property first, right? Before you can talk. Who's going to let you in the house? You have never qualified the seller. You have never talked to the seller. You have never built a rapport. You have never built a trust. Who's going to let you inside their house? So no, and then he'd be like, well, so you can get him down on price. Dude, listen, if you have to go out there and meet the seller, see the property for you to negotiate him down on price, then do you. But for me, for the past 7 years, I have never need to meet the seller. I have never need to see the property. And I get them to drop off over $150,000 on the asking price and made $150,000 on that deal. So, dude, we're not on the same level. I'm sorry, dude, but we're not on the same level. You see, so he's like, that's why you go out. So you're telling me that you would go out and you would look at all these property first before you even get on the phone and qualify your seller? Come on, man. Shit, bro. Have no clue what he's talking about. Probably have never done a deal before. I'm pissed, dude. Okay? Here's another one, okay? Here's another question, dude. There's just a bunch of junk. This guy said, as much as I enjoy your content, I get calls like this every day from 100% guarantee none of these callers verify the property. So basically, he said he's the homeowner, and he get calls from investor like us all the time. He said, I once had the caller verify the information on the property 3 times with me, and still wouldn't give me an offer. Complete waste of time. From then on, anybody calling me about the property, they need to know everything about my property before I even talk to them. If they don't know, I just go click. Come on, man, shit, bro. Obviously, you're not the seller we're looking for, right? Like, how would I know everything about your property, bro? I've never seen your property. I've never been in your property. How would I know everything about your property? My whole thing here is, hey, all I know is I got the property address. You are the owner of the property. Great. Now, how can we work together, right? My whole thing is I got to qualify you. You want to qualify me? Great, right? You can ask me a question. But if all you want is, if all you say, hey, well, if you don't know anything more beside the address, I ain't going to work with you. Then, dude, then I don't need you. I'm not out here forcing you to buy a pen when you don't need a pen. When someone don't need a pen, even if you give it to them for free, they're just going to throw it away. They're like, dude, I don't need this junk. So that's not who we're looking for, right? So obviously he's not the type of seller that we're looking for anyway. So for me, it's like, dude, I cold call them and now I qualify my seller. I want to know is, dude, does this guy even cooperative? Is this guy even reasonable? They don't have to be extremely motivated, but they got to be cooperative. They got to be reasonable. And if they're not, they're just not a motivated seller. Dude, Do you guys agree? Like, they're just not motivated, bro. That's why they don't care about giving you information about their property. Think about, listen, if you want to sell your car because you need the cash for something, when someone call you, you be like, yeah, you will cooperate. You don't just say, yep, that's the price, click. Come on, man, shit, bro. No clue what he's talking about, dude. Okay? And then, okay, here's another comment. This guy is Marcus. He said this works years ago, which means he's talking about cold calling. He said cold calling worked years ago, but not so much today, bro. They would make more listing the property with an agent. Okay? Now listen, if you think cold call doesn't work, dude, this cat here don't even know what he's talking about. He's probably not a real estate investor. If he is an agent, he's probably not even a good real estate agent. Probably have never closed a real estate, have never closed a real estate transaction deal. Cold call, dude, still work. There's people still making a boatload of money cold calling people. And you're telling me it ain't gonna work? And he said, Mo, dude, it doesn't work because most seller wants retail and they want to, yeah, cool. Dude, I understand that. 99% of the people that I call, bro, would one, hang up the phone on me. Number two, want retail. Number three, they probably want to list it with an agent. But I don't care about the 99%, bro. I'm looking for the 1% that need my service, that are in a situation where they want to get out. They're willing to trade price for convenience. That is it. And that's who I'm looking for. That's who I'm targeting. So yeah, cool, dude. Of course, I understand most people would rather list their property. But there are some sellers that don't want to list their property because maybe they're hoarder house. Have you guys seen one of these hoarder house? Dude, I don't even know how people live in there. They don't want their family to know the condition of their house. There's poop all over the place. Garbage, dude, all the way to the ceiling. Crazy. So he's like, oh, it doesn't work. No. You know, in my area, even fixer-uppers are having multiple offer. Okay, dude. Great. It doesn't work for you, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for somebody else. You obviously don't know where to find these deals, right? Of course, dude, there's multiple offer, dude. But we're not looking for those people. We're not looking for the seller who wants multiple offer. We're not looking for the seller who like, hey, I can sit on my property for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I just want the highest price. That's it. Then good. Sit on your property. I tell Lon this all the time. Every single time when Lon and I go for a walk, and she asked me, she said, Khang, yeah, that house been on the market for a long time. It hasn't sold. And you know what? I told Lon, everything sells, Lon, if the price is right. The reason why it hasn't sold, obviously, the price is not right. The seller doesn't want to sell. If the seller want to sell, they would have dropped the price. But they just don't want to sell. Maybe they're not in a situation where they need to sell. They just gone ahead and they just list it and they just let it sit. And waiting for that magical buyer that's willing to pay them retail or more for the property. Everything will sell, my friend, if the price is right. There will always be someone out there, dude, that will buy for the right price. Period. So the question comes down to is, do they want to sell or do they not want to sell? Are you licensed? Aaron, no, I'm not. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm just a real estate investor. I don't have my license. Johnny said, you blew it. First off, dude, I didn't blow anything. Okay? First off, there wasn't even a deal. Okay? When I pick up the phone and call the seller, hey, I'm a local investor. I'm interested in, making you a cash offer on your property. The guy's like, so what do you know about my property? Well, I see here online, it said it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Am I wrong? He said, okay, what is your offer? Well, obviously, he knows I'm right? And then he said, what's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? And then I said, hey, before I can make you a fair and intelligent offer, there is some things I need to ask you about your property. Because without that information, how can I make you a fair and intelligent offer? The guy just like, what's your offer? Well, you obviously don't know anything about my property. Click, and then just hung up. Listen, when you go to a doctor, the doctor don't even look at you. Don't even ask you any question about your sickness or your symptom, and all of a sudden just prescribe you a pill. Would you take that pill? I'm asking you, would you take the pill? The answer is hell to the no. Right? So even if you make him and then somebody say, well, dude, just make him your lowball offer. Even if you make him a lowball offer, so what? When you send the contract to the seller, you think the seller's going to sign it? without rapport, without trust. When the seller should say, make me an offer, you make them an offer, and then you send the contract for what? Waste of time. Waste of time, dude. When there's no trust, when there's no rapport, no way the seller will sign a contract to sell the biggest assets of their life. Or, I'm sorry, not an asset, to sell the biggest investment of their life. You need to understand 99 of people here in America, dude, their biggest investment is their house. So the reason I share that video to let those of you know that, dude, this is what an unmotivated seller sound like. So don't waste time with them. Just move on to the next. Put them on your follow-up. That is it. That's all you can do. Here's another question. This guy said, you shut yourself out quietly, quickly. Old man school you. Always know your client and always know what you're buying. This guy said, the old man school you, right? He thinks he's so good, bro. Listen, I don't care how good of a salesman you are. I don't care how charismatic you are. Dude, when someone is not motivated to sell, you're not going to convince an unmotivated seller to sell their property at 50, 60, at 30, 40% discount. You're just not. If they don't want a pen and you shove it down their throat, dude, they ain't going to want it, bro. They're going to cough it back up. So this guy said, dude, always know your client. And that's the reason I called him. I want to find out if he's in a situation that needs our service. That's why I need to know about his pain. I need to know about his property. Without those information, how can I offer him my service? So the guy said, dude, always know your client, always know what you're buying. I know what I'm buying, dude. I'm a real estate investor. I told him I'm looking to buy 1 or 2 more houses in the next 30 to 60 days. I know what I'm buying, dude, but I need to dissect what's going on with him and his property. If there's no reason why he would sell, if there's nothing wrong with his property, then I'll be like, whoop, list your property with an agent because I'm not for you. We're not a good fit. We're not a good match. The guy don't even know what you're talking about, dude. You know your client, know your agent, dude. How can I know you when you're not willing to give me anything? So you go and see a doctor, and the doctor's, hey, so what have you been taking to cure this? Nope. Just prescribe me a pill. Give me a pill. That's exactly what you're doing, bro. Come on, man. All these guys have no clue what they're talking about. Here's another guy. I disagree with you on this call, dude. Do more homework, then offer. You're wrong here. This is the problem with new investor. And this was my problem when I first started out. So before I pick up the phone and I called people, guess what I did? I would spend 30 minutes to an hour, research all the information about the property just to call them so I know what I'm talking about. And then when I call them, guess what happened? The seller's not even motivated. They're not even in the market to sell, or they want more than retail value for the property. This guy here is obviously an analysis paralysis. This guy here probably have never done a deal before. Probably don't even make more than 100,000. Probably don't even make more than 50K a year. I'm just being real, dude. Because he don't know what he's talking about, dude. Right? So the thing is, don't do your research because you're wasting time. So what you need to do is you need to call them. Dude, it's a numbers game. What we're doing as a real estate investor is we're digging through the dirt to find the diamonds. Right? So which means you just call them and then qualify them. If they are within your ballpark, then you go back, you do your research, and then you call them back, and then you make your offer. This cat don't even know what he's talking about, dude. And obviously, a lot of people coming on my hair and say how horrible it is. But the only thing that's horrible is their bank account. Unbelievable, dude. You worry more about someone here than your bank account. Unbelievable. Probably a 13-year-old. Dude, I got so much stuff I want to say in this video. I'm going to put it all out there. Okay? Let me see here. Oh, yeah, this guy right here said, I think this conversation died because of the tonality. Not that he's unmotivated. Come on, man. Shit, bro. You tell me that you listened to that call and you're telling me that this guy's unmotivated because of my tonality? Dude, I don't care how good of a tonality you are. I don't care how good of a salesman you are. when you're on the phone with them and you're trying to get through to them and all they say is, what's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? They won't even listen to what you got to say because they don't care. They don't want to sell. They don't need to sell. This guy have no clue what he's talking about, bro. Unbelievable. People just on the internet, dude. All they do is yap, 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 yap. Let me put you on the call. I have the guy's number. You want to call him back? If you can keep him on the phone for 5 minutes, bro, dude, I'll give you five G's. You probably couldn't even do that. Right when you said hello, the guy go click. Bro, you wouldn't even know what to do, dude. Unbelievable, bro. People are just. I also want to share something else. With you, okay? A lot of you, dude, listen, man. So I've been sending myself this video. I cannot play it. Here because YouTube will take this video down. So there's this. So obviously this is social media. So they go around and they ask people, random people, how much you have in their saving. And I swear to God, dude, these people should not be out in the fair. So they will go around the fair and ask all these people how much money they have in their saving. And there are men that are in their 30s and 40s that has $1,000 in their bank. This guy was so proud that he got $10,000 in the bank and he's 35. Come on, man. Shit, bro. And some of them, dude, don't even have $100 and they're at the fair. You can see the carry stuff, munching on stuff. Dude, come on, man. Shit. The only place you should be, dude, is at home hustling and getting that money. Why are you at the fair when you have $100 in your bank? When you have $1,000 in your bank? Come on. And you're 35. You're not 18. So some of them, listen, they're 35 and they're proud that they got 10K in their bank. Let me tell you how much that is. Okay. And the reason I say this, listen, I was broke when I was 18. Debt broke. So I know what it's like. But, dude, some of you, you need a reality check. You need to understand that, bro, dude, I'm not looking good right now. Because maybe all your friends, maybe just say that you have 10,000 in the bank or 20,000 in the bank. Okay. And all your friends got $1,500. So you're like, oh man, you're walking around like, oh man, I'm the man. No, you're not, dude. It's because you're surrounded by too many brokies. So now you're the best in the group. And that's why you're not growing. Because you're comparing yourself to people who bro, you're comparing yourself to the wrong person. You need to look at a new circle. You need to get a new circle of friends that will lit some fire under your ass. Dude, I'm letting everything go. That knowing that, dude, your 10K is what they make in a day. And you have 10,000 at 35. Let me tell you guys, let me do the math for you. Let me do the math so you guys can understand what the heck I'm talking about. So let's just say that at the age of 20, you got a JOB. And if you don't have a JOB, dude, at 20 and you're at home asking for handouts, bro, I have no respect for you. So let's just say that you're 20-year-old, you finally go out into the world, you got a JOB full time. Okay. And then the guys, let's just say not even 30, not even 35. Let's just say 30. By the time you're 30, you're like, oh man, I got 10,000 in the bank, and he's so proud. So that's 10 years. So if I were to take 10,000 divided by 10 years, that's $1,000 a year. So you're telling me that you only save $1,000 a year? And if I take the 1,000 divided by 12, you only save $83 a month. Come on, man. Shit, bro. Why are you so proud of that? Like, why are you so proud of that? You guys have no clue, man. Now listen, I say this, okay? It's not to look down on you. It's not to shame you. It's not anything. I say this, dude, I tell you this so you can wake the F up. Dude, bro. That you're not doing good, bro. You can do better. You're capable of more. That's my whole point. Dude, you can do better. You are capable of more. Unbelievable, dude. And they're walking around and carrying a bunch. Oh yeah, one more. And there's this girl, all right, walking around with Louis Vuitton, and they came up and asked her how much she has in the bank. Less than $5,000. Walking around carrying Louis Vuitton, shopping at the mall. When you have less than $5,000 in the bank, she's 28. 28 years old, man. Has less than $5,000 in the bank. Walking around with a Louis Vuitton and a bag of clothes. Bro. You guys have no clue, man. You see, a lot of you need to understand and you need to wake up, bro. Is that you need, dude, saving $10,000 a year is not that hard. So, which means I believe each and every single one of you, let's just say that you start at the age of 20. If all you do, dude, is you just save $10,000 a year, that is less than $1,000 a month. By the time that you're 30, you should have at least $100,000, at least at the minimal. Minimal. You're telling me that you can't even save $10,000 a year. We take $10,000 divided by 12. That's only $833. You can literally go Uber just 2 weekends. You got the $800 save up. I'm talking about Uber, Lyft, Instacart. And you can have that. But a lot of you don't even have $10,000 in your bank right now. And you're still out there picnic, barbecuing, traveling, on the park, at the club. Like, what are you doing at the club? What are you doing at the bar? What are you doing at the beach? Dude, you should be hustling and grinding. You should be like, dang, bro. Partying and broke. Unbelievable. And then all they do is they blame. Yeah, because of the economy. Because of cost of living. Because of inflation. But they don't look at themselves, what they're doing. All people like to do is blame. That's all they want to do, dude. For me, I don't care about anything. All I care about is results. That's it. Okay? You're either making money or you're making excuse. If you don't have enough, if you don't have the money that you want, then obviously your life, you've been making too much excuses. So you need to get rid of the excuse if you want to increase your bank account. Which means you need to start putting in the work, man. You need to get your priorities straight. You know how many people I know that makes $100,000 a year and drive a $70,000 car or a $100,000 car? Bro, you're driving a car that costs as much as what you make in the whole damn year. How does that even make sense? Dude, when I was making $500,000 a year, you know what I was driving? That's right. A 1997 Honda Accord. And you ask how I have money. Dude, how people have money is because they're smart with their money, man. They focus on saving and reinvesting, not buying stupid shit. Now, once again, I say this is to wake all of you up, man. To say, bro, you can be in a better shape. You're not doing good right now. And a lot of you walking around town thinking that you have all the time in the world, but you don't. You don't have all the time in the world, man. You're not young anymore. Gary Vee always said, oh, you're so young. No, you're not young anymore, man. Because you need to understand, once you're in your 40s, your 50s, dude, the responsibilities is different. The amount of risk you can take is different. The energy level you got is different. So when you're in your prime time, which is your 20s, you better get your shit straight. A lot of people go around thinking that they have all the time in the world because everybody think that they can become a millionaire in 1 year. But in reality, it takes 10 years. So if you put that into perspective, if you're 30, just know that, dude, by the time you're 40, it's when you're going to become a millionaire. And that mean within that 10 years, dude, you ain't partying, you ain't clubbing. All you do is you're building and investing. You just built. That's all you're doing. Life is pretty boring. Ignorant is not bliss. I agree, dude. Ignorant is not bliss. And a lot of you, listen, if you are the smartest one in your group of friends, if you're the one who make the most amount of money, then you're in the wrong group. You need to find a different group to hang out with. The people who like, dude, what you make in a year is what they make in a month. Dude, that's how you're going to get inspired and motivated. What you make in a year is what they make in a month. If you can just find one person, bro, and you can just lock in with them, I'm telling you, man, your income will increase. Because now you know that, man, I can have more, I can do more. Dude, it really lets you know what's possible. But if you're making $100,000 a year and everyone around you is making $100,000 a year or $70,000 a year, dude, there's no reason why, there's no inspiration. Because you're like, oh man, I'm the best there is. Of your five friends, five brokies. So you guys need to understand, man, it's you don't have a lot of time. That's all I gotta say. Because for a lot of you, dude, you will wake up and all of a sudden you're 40, you're 50s, and you're still stuck at the J-O-B. Making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. Now, let me say one more thing. The average income in America now, I think it's like 78,000 a year. Something like, or 68,000 a year. The average income in America. If you make less than that, you're not even average. Like, how can you wake up and look at yourself and like, oh man, I'm good. Like, bro, you're less than average. You're below average. Which means dude, you're so much capable for more, but you're settling for less than average. Like, unbelievable. Like, now listen, if this was 20 years ago, you're doing amazing. But dude, this is 2025. I believe that each and every single one of you should. Dude, you have no reason why you can't make at least $200,000 a year. At least $200,000 a year. I don't see any reason why you can't do it. Okay? If I take 200,000, okay, divided by 12, that's $16,000 a month. All you need, my friend, is one wholesale deal at $20,000 a pop. That's it. One wholesale deal, $20,000 a pop. That's $240,000 a year. How can you not do that? Let me show you how then. Okay? Let me show you right now. For those of you like Khang, thank you so much for making this video. It is time for me to crank it up. It's time for me to take my life and my income to the next level. I'm done, bro. Show me the game. I'll show it to you right now. Here's exactly what you need to do. Okay? Just checking, okay? So let me show you, okay? Here's the software that I use. And literally, this is something you can do on the weekend. You don't need a license to do this. Now, comment in and let me know your city and your state. Comment in your city and your state. Okay? If you're making $70,000 a year, if you live in California, Uncle Sam takes about 50% of it. So you actually make $35,000. Okay? If you live in other states, probably about 30% go to Uncle Sam, 35%. Right? So a lot of you, dude, you haven't really even tried. You haven't really even tried to push your limit. All you're doing is you're doing what the bare minimum. You clock in, clock out 8 hours a day. And then on the weekend, you Netflix and you chill, you barbecue, you picnic, and you hang around in the water. You go to the beach. That's why you can't get ahead in life. That's why you're not making any more money than what you currently do. Because you only do what the bare minimum require is. That's the problem. Now, Los Angeles, California, Ruben, is not a good market. So I wouldn't go into Los Angeles, California, dude. It's not a good market. Okay? So Ruben, give me a different market. That's not a good market, bro. Los Angeles, California, not a good market to wholesale. Okay? Hansen took me 4 years, 10 plus hours a day to get to 200,000 plus a month with my wholesaling operations. No fun, just relentless work every single day. Dude, Hans, I got to be honest, dude. You beat me there, bro. 200,000 a month, dude, is no jokes. Okay? My wholesaling operation, we're probably doing, we'll probably, this year, so far, we'll probably break right there around 100,000 or so, plus or minus. Which, dude, I'm already happy, to be honest with you. Most people, dude, one, never close their first deal. Two, if they do close a deal, never close another deal ever. You know how rare it is for someone to get from their first deal to like start to do one deal a month? And I have one student that asked me, so Khang, why do you think most wholesalers fail? One, they don't have the work ethic. Number two is they don't stick with it long enough. Okay. And then number three is they don't have the right guidance. They don't have the right mentorship. They don't have the right tools, the right training, the right resource. That's what I believe. That's why when I was on a call with him, he said, Khang, so what do I have to do to get the right training and mentorship? So for those of you, you have the work ethic, you have the drive, you have the commitment, and you're coachable. Here's what I'm doing. So I recently just started to do this. The 4-week challenge. I'm only taking on 10 people. Check the link in my description. YouTube or TikTok, link is in my bio. Check the link in my description, watch the video, and hope it is something that you're looking for. It's not for everybody. Okay? So let's go to Tampa, Florida. Okay, Tampa, Florida is a good market. It's competitive, but there are buyers in there, and there are deals, okay, in Tampa. So all you do is sign up for this software. Literally, this software here is called kingdata.ai. Sign up for the software. Sign up for the basic plan. It only costs you $149 a month, $149. And if you tell me that you don't have $149 or you cannot come up with the $149 to invest in your self-education, in a business that can possibly give you a $20,000 in return, you don't have what it takes, my friend. Entrepreneurship is not for you. Okay. So here, let me share my screen. Okay. Once you sign up, your dashboard is going to look something like mine. All you do is you click on property leads. It is so simple. And I'm just going to put in here Tampa, Florida. I'll tell you what list to pull. Tampa, Florida. I'm gonna call them right now. Tampa, Florida. And let me share something with you. Let's just say you like Khang, I don't want to talk to homeowner. I don't want to talk to seller. That's fine. Let me show you another way. You see all this property that's currently listed in blue, highlighted in blue. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. These 6 property right here, my friend, is currently under contract right now with another wholesaler. You see it said wholesale deal? Wholesale deal. It's under contract with another wholesaler. And all you need to do, my friend, whoever it is that comment Tampa, Florida, cast the roll. All you do is you click on contact seller. It'll give you all the information of that wholesaler that you can literally reach out and say, hey, I saw you trying to find a buyer for this deal here located at blah, 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 blah. Dude, I think I have a buyer for it. I just want to know if you're interested in doing a JV. JV stands for joint venture, which means if they were to make $20,000 on that deal, my friend, They got the sell under contract. You bring a buyer, it's a 50-50 split. So all of a sudden you make 10,000 and that person makes 10,000. Imagine if you just do one of those a month, dude. Like how, now 12 years ago, there was no software like this. I would literally have to go out there and hunt down these wholesalers. They now made it so easy. But the reason people don't do it, because they lack of commitment and they lack of work ethic. Everybody just wants things to be done for them. Tampa, Florida, right there, okay? So now let me show you how I filter. There's 1, there's 6. All these are under contract with another wholesaler that you can literally reach out. But now let's filter our list. We want to get rid of apartments, get rid of others, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. Okay? We only want, okay, single family, multifamily. Now check this out, okay? And then we want to target tax delinquents. There's 6,500. Now there's 5,000. 5,262 people that's in Tampa, Florida, that's currently in tax default, which means they're behind on their property tax. And then we go down here. Maybe that's too much people for you to call. You go down here. You put in the wholesale score. Boom. Let's go with 500. So what they do is this software will take 40 years of data based on their work history, based on their payment history, based on how long they own the property for, okay? Based on their everything. It's crazy. Their car insurance, their credit card debts. They can tell you everything about this homeowner. So they rank the property from 0 to 1,000. 1,000 means that they know this property, this homeowner is in a stress situation. But the higher the number you go, the smaller the list will get. So I typically just go with 500. That list went from 5,000 down to 3,751 people. And yesterday we did this exact same thing, and I was able to get people on the phone. So we're going to do the exact same thing today. And then I go down a little bit further, and I'll be like, you know what? I want these people to be in tax default, and I want them to be out-of-state owner. You just click here. And then I want this to be individual. I don't want it to be a business. I want it to be an individual mom and pop. Click on individual. Now we're down to 70 people. It's a good list. Now you got 70 people that you can crank out in less than 2 hours. Okay? Does your system have a free trial? First off, this is not my software, but I am an affiliate. There is no free trial. This is not an Amazon. I just want to buy the product. I'll try it out. And if I don't like it, I'll ship it back. Dude, this is like, I already show you what it's doing. You can see it right in front of your eyes. If you like it, great. If it's not your cup of tea, then don't sign up. I don't see why people need trial. When people say, hey, Khang, is there a trial? You're just lack of commitment. Your lack of commitment. One, you don't know if you will do this long enough. 2, you don't think it's going to work, or you don't think that you're going to use it. I'm showing you right now. It's not like it's not in a box that I'm unboxing for you. I'm showing you what it does. You either want it or you don't. But there's no trial. Okay? I guess they're looking for people who's committed, man. Trial. Come on, man. Okay, so let's go. Right here. Okay? I'm going to click on this. Now, here's what's cool. Before that, you would have to pay 15 cents per skip tracing. But for anyone who signed up for the software, dude, the skip tracing now becomes free because I already take care of it. You never have to pay for skip tracing again. And before that, you have to upload, download, export. Like, you have to do all kinds of stuff to get the seller phone number. But now, all you do is you click on their property, and it shows you their phone number, their email address, if there is any, and whoever owns it. They'll show you everybody who owns it and their phone number. And then all you need to do is call them. Lon, call me. Hello? Okay, Lon, the boss call. Hold on a second. I'm gonna call. What, you call, you done? I'm on YouTube Live. Okay, bye. All right. So here we go. Okay. I got to bounce, but I'm just going to call this one seller. You know, I like you guys don't understand. Like for me, dude, I got my real estate business that I got to run. I got my social media business I got to run. I got to be a husband. I got to, dude, I got to also, go to take care of my health. I'm trying to do everything here, man. It's not easy being an entrepreneur, but I would always choose, man, to own my own business than to work for somebody else. Always. I would always choose. I don't care how hard it is to run a business, to be a business owner, but I will always choose the same path versus working for somebody else. I worked for someone else for 8 years. Miserable. Clock in, clock out, ask for time off, wait for approval, go on vacation, wanted to stay longer, but your boss say no, you got to come back. Miserable. Always on a budget. Life was never really fulfilled. Working for someone is hard, dude. Running a business is hard. Choose your hard. That's the thing. Okay, now we're going to call Rodney. So this is Rodney. All you do, my friend.
The service you're attempting to use.
Boom, wrong number. Move on to the next one. I only have time for one because I gotta go home. Lon, she wants to go for a walk. Here we go. Got some action. Nope. Okay, so we call Judy, which is probably his wife. And I have a student ask me. He said, "Hey, Khang, so when should we call?" I say, "Bro, stop overthinking. I don't care if it's weekends. I don't care if it's holiday. Dude, when you got time, call. Worst case is say, I'm sorry. You catch them at a bad time, say you're sorry." I called on Thanksgiving when I first started. Because all I care about, dude, is getting that money.
We're sorry.
I don't care about catching them at their Thanksgiving dinner. I don't care if they're at or not at a Thanksgiving dinner. Worst case, I say sorry. But what I don't want is someone else to call them on that holidays and they got a deal that they make $25,000 and I didn't.
We're sorry.
So once again, you will succeed when you want success as bad as you want to breathe, which means all you care about, dude, is get to that money. That is it. Everything else is just noise. That's pretty much what it is, dude. It's just noise. The people around you who said, "Oh, you can't do it. Wholesaling doesn't work. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough. You don't know anything about real estate. You have no construction background." Those are all the things that people say to me until I drive baby Rari around town, until I make $100,000 a month. Then they come and they ask me how. I ain't got time to show you for free, bro. You can check out my social media, but I ain't got time, dude. If you want my time, you got to pay. Pay to play? I ain't got time. When I first started, you're the one who said no. And now you want me to help you for free? After I have spent countless of years trying to learn, paying over $100,000 for my mentor, and now you just want me to help you out for free. So you were never there with me on the bus, and you want to ride the limousine, and you don't want to pay for gas either. Come on, man. Shit, bro. Ain't nothing like that with me, bro. Okay? Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Okay? Let me wrap this up really quick. So once again, I'm doing a 4-week challenge. It's not for everyone. I'm only looking for 10 people. I think we already have 3 people already. Okay? So we got about a spot for 7 more people. The link, YouTube family, is in my description. It's only for those of you who's ready and who's like, "Khang, this is exactly what I'm looking for." Okay? TikTok family, link is in my bio. Check it out and see if it's for you. Okay? I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you so much. Until next time, you guys, take care. And let's go get this money. I'm out.